Hello, Flosstube, and welcome to Black Ribbon Studio. My name is Denise, and this video is all about cross stitch. I want to thank everyone, all of my viewers and subscribers for tuning in, and thank you so much for your support. Happy September, guys. Really, September? Like, how is Monday Labor Day already? You would think that it wouldn't catch me by surprise because I feel like I've been gone for a while because so much has happened since the last time I uploaded a Flosstube. I celebrated my birthday, and we celebrated our wedding anniversary. And on my birthday, I did a Zoom call with my family where we were to have dinner and drinks by Zoom. And it was wonderful, guys. I think we were online for about 4 hours. And I think that everyone who participated in the Zoom was also very happy about it because the topic kept coming up repeatedly that we need to do this again. Like, we need to do this again and again and again. So I'm pretty sure we will be doing that. It was so much fun. And what did I eat? Fried oysters. That's what I wanted, guys. That's what I wanted. I got my fried oysters, and they were, of course, delicious. I couldn't have been happier. So my anniversary is 4 days after my birthday. So I did not celebrate my birthday on the day. I celebrated it the Saturday before, and then the following weekend was our anniversary. And we went out with some friends. Again, we went out to eat. And what did I eat, guys? Okay, you guessed it. You guessed it. I had fried oysters. I was so surprised because we went to a barbecue spot. And I had made some barbecued spare ribs the day before, so I wasn't really in the mood for barbecue, but I was so surprised to see that they had fried oysters on the menu. We had never been to that place before, so that was a lot of fun. And it was the first time that I have been out with friends since the beginning of the pandemic. So it was a lot of fun. It was very, very interesting. And yeah, so after dinner, we came home, we rested for a little while, and then we went back out for ice cream, and we went to Jenny's Splendid, which is all over the place. And I have to tell you guys, I think that was the best ice cream I ever had. So I'm pretty much gonna be going back to Jenny's. And I received lots and lots of flowers. Oh my gosh, I have so many flowers. It's just wonderful. It is simply awesome. Yeah. It was a good couple of weeks, guys. So there was that. Then I don't know if you guys know, but I don't really watch a lot of TV. But because when I do, I kind of want to really watch people's facial expressions, and I don't want to miss anything. So we binge watched, my daughter and I binge watched Married at First Sight. Yes, a guilty pleasure. We have watched previous seasons of it, but we particularly wanted to watch season 9 because it took place in Charlotte. And so that was a lot of fun. We watched that like all week, like every night we would get together and watch it. So that was a lot of fun. And then I also had the opportunity to finally watch Hamilton. Wow. everything that everyone has ever said about Hamilton is absolutely correct. It was awesome. It was so awesome. And another tidbit that you may not know about me is that I really, really, really enjoy history. And so just, of course, watching Hamilton has now given me the urge to reread some things about American history, because it's been a while. It's been a while. Let's face it. They teach you American history mostly in elementary school. So it's been a while. And now I'm all interested again. So we'll see what happens with that. And, guys, we finally bought a printer from Walmart. I want to thank everybody for your suggestions. You guys were so, so, so helpful. So we have a printer back in business. I'm happy and excited about that. Now, today I have a lot of things. I feel like I have so much to share with you guys. I'm going to try to keep this kind of short. But, warning, I'm feeling really chatty and I have a lot of stuff on my table that I want to share with you guys. So, let's get into it. I want to thank you for your comments and your questions. And so we're going to start with that. As soon as I can get the paper out of the way. Okay. So, Yvonne wrote in the comments that she wants to know on the erasable pins, the friction pins that I told you guys about, would they be good to use on my crochet patterns as I progress? I'd like to highlight the rows as I finish one. Let me tell you, Yvonne and everyone else, I am loving the friction pins. They erase easily. And so I'm sure that they will work on crochet patterns too. I'm sure that if there's anything that you're marking on paper and you may need to erase it, these pens will work really, really well. I'm very happy with mine. So Brenda has 3 questions. Number 1, what does cross stitch over 1 mean? And some of you may remember that I did touch on this a little bit in a previous video. But Brenda and anyone else who has this question, when we say that you cross stitch over 1, it means that you stitch over 1 thread on the fabric as opposed to stitching over 2 threads. And we tend to stitch over 2 threads on higher count fabrics. So let me know if that made any sense to you. If you want more information, I'll be more than happy to give that to you. Her second question was, where can you get Pattern Keeper, the Pattern Keeper app? And Pattern Keeper is an Android app, and it's available in the Google Play Store. You can download it for a free trial. I think it's about 30 days, and then pay for it. But I did download the free trial, and as I believe I mentioned in my last video, I did not find Pattern Keeper suitable for pandemic. I feel that I will go back to Pattern Keeper for other patterns, but I don't find it suitable for pandemic, so I have not been using it for that. And her third question was, she wants to know, which of the Better Homes and Gardens cross-stitch Christmas books do I not have? You guys know I have this collection here that I am still building up because I want every single one of them. And right now, I am looking for the 2006 through 2012. And in fact, either later today or maybe tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and do a search for the 2006 one so I can go ahead and try to get that. Now, Kathy, who is known as Miss Harriet Sparrow on Instagram, hi Kathy, says that just a note of caution on the friction pens. But they have these pens in the UK as well, and they disappear with heat. I don't know if you guys knew that. You can use heat on the reverse side to make the ink disappear. But the marks do reappear if you're marking on fabric, if the fabric gets cold. So, this is what she suggests. You try marking a piece, erasing it with heat, and then put it in the fridge overnight and see what happens. And she thought she should mention this sooner rather than later, before we all get like deep into the friction pens and find out that we have a problem later. So I'm imagining that people probably use the friction pens to grid their fabric as well, and therefore there may be a problem with that as far as erasing those grid lines with heat. So thank you, Kathy. Thank you so much for that information. Then Penny, who has a channel here on YouTube at Little Bits of Yarn, wants to know if I have any suggestions for beginners. Well, I do have some suggestions, Penny, and the rest of you who may be total beginners in cross stitch. I suggest starting with the beginner kit or chart. And you need to pay attention to what you're getting, because you don't simply want to get a small chart, because the small charts are not necessarily always beginner friendly. So you start with the beginner kit or chart. Start in the middle of the chart and just take it one stitch at a time. Just take it one stitch at a time. So that's my tip for today for total beginners. Thank you, Penny. Now, Michelle also wrote, finally, my African woman with peonies came in and I'm a bit overwhelmed. Fortunately, I also bought Women with Quilts by Ursula Michael, and I'll insert a picture of it here. And they look more manageable, she says. I think African woman will likely wait until winter, and she wanted to know how my piece is coming. Well, Michelle, my piece is coming slowly, in my opinion. But I'm determined to get this done because I love it. She goes on to say, I have never done a full coverage piece before and hope I haven't bitten off more than I can chew. When I start, I'll have to take it slow. You give me encouragement, and it's nice to see how yours is coming. Thank you so much, Michelle, but I need you to know, this is my first full coverage piece as well. We are in this together. Let's just do it one stitch at a time. Okay? Let's just go ahead and do it. And lastly, for the questions and comments, I have a comment from Dawn. Now, you all know that I spoke about looking for fabric to stitch the Better to See You with, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money on the fabric because it's a full coverage piece, and that kind of it makes sense to me. So I was kind of looking for something a little less pricey, and I do have something which I will share with you in a minute. But Dawn says, and I love this, she says, I would advise you not to worry about the price of the fabric for the full coverage piece. When you think about the hundreds of hours of pleasure you will have stitching the piece, it's a very tiny cost per hour. That $50 could buy you and the mister 1 or 2 meals at a restaurant or 2 movie nights with snacks. 4 hours or a couple of hardback books you would finish in weeks. You're going to be stitching on this piece for a very long time. When you think cost per hour, cross stitch is actually a very inexpensive hobby, which I totally agree with you, Dawn. It is a very inexpensive hobby. It may be one of the reasons why I sort of jumped in head first when I did many, many years ago. Because, hey, a skein of floss at that time was, what, 30-something cents maybe. So, Dawn, I love your thinking. I'm not going to worry about it anymore. I will keep that sentiment with me always. To just stop worrying about how much the fabric costs. Just get the fabric that I want to stitch on and that I will enjoy stitching on. So I suggest that all of you take that advice from Dawn as well. Now I want to go ahead and share with you guys my birthday start. I did do a start on my birthday, and I decided to go ahead and start with Mistletoe Lane, which is from the Fat Quarter Shop. And it's an exclusive pattern to the Fat Quarter Shop. And here it is. And I am using, stitching it on the called for fabric, which is Overcast 25 count Lugana. And it's by Lori Holt for Zweigart. And this is how far I've gotten, guys. I've got this little bit done. But I was so excited to actually get started on a birthday start. And I want to point out to you my needle minder. Isn't he cute? Okay, I went on a little bit of a frenzy. And I bought several needle minders, and I got them from Kim at Kim's Crafty Needle Minders. Sorry, that's not what it says. Kim's Creative Needle Minders on Etsy. And I ordered 4 needle minders, which you're going to see them all. And she actually threw in an extra one. Here it is, and here's her information in case you want to screenshot that. But I will definitely leave her information in the description box below. And that is my start on Mistletoe Lane by the Fat Quarter Shop. So, I have to tell you that Tiny Decisions is working out beautifully, so I've added Mistletoe Lane to my rotation, and it's working out beautifully. It's working out beautifully, and I think part of it is because, you know, I actually love everything that I'm stitching. So when I choose to use Tiny Decisions to figure out what I'm going to stitch on next, I'm always excited. I'm always excited. It's like no matter what comes up, I'm like, yay, I get to stitch on that today. So, I also worked on, let me put this down here for now. I also worked on, I hate to say worked on, I stitched on This House is a Mess. And I do think I only gave this one day, perhaps. And here it is. So I'll insert a picture here of where I was the last time that I showed it to you. And here is what I've done. And if you remember, I was really excited about this flower because it was it looked like it was going to be beautiful, and oh my goodness, it is absolutely beautiful. And then we've now moved on to this beautiful yellow flower, guys. Oh my gosh. This is just gonna be so stunning. I can't wait to finish this. And I'm definitely going to finish it with a hoop. And because I really like the way that looks. And so that's what I'm going to be doing with that. And that is stitched on 14 count black Aida. And yeah, so there's that. I hope I get to some more stitching time on it, because I'm really anxious to get that one finished. I'm anxious to get it done. The next thing that I worked on was Pandemic. Oh yes. And I actually took the time to cut the fabric and secure the edges like a good girl. I have been putting that off. I think partially I was afraid to cut the fabric. And so I went ahead and I did that, and I secured my edges so it could stay nice and neat while I'm stitching on it. And this is how far I've gotten, guys. Look at that. It is so beautiful. And I found another critter. You see the little mouse here. And I still love the way the variegation is coming along with the help of the Tiny Decisions app. And you also see another brand new needle minder that I have here. And I have to say that I was like a little, I'm gonna say perturbed with Tiny Decisions, because it doesn't always choose exactly a random thing. So I may have stitched with, for example, 604, and then I spin the wheel and it tells me 604 again. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So when that happens, I have decided that what I'll do, instead of being annoyed, is I'll just go ahead and choose my own random color. So that's working out. That's working out really, really, really well. And I am stitching my Pandemic on, I forgot, I think it's 28 count Lugana. I think. Okay, I think so. Sorry about that, guys. You know, I like when people tell you what they're stitching on. And I will just pull it out again very briefly, because as I said, I believe this is 28 count Lugana. And the color is wheat. And I am stitching it 2 over 2. So I wanted to point that out to you. Stitching it 2 over 2. So it's coming along swimmingly. I'm loving it. And I'm real excited about it. So, as if one long dog wasn't enough to stitch on, I also did some stitching on Crossword, which is another long dog sampler. It's actually the first long dog sampler that I ever got and started on. Although I don't have that much progress on it. Let me show you what I have. Okay. Here's where I am, and I'll try to remember to insert a picture of where I was the last time. I'll insert that here. And you may be able to see that it looks a lot different than it used to, because I did have to make some changes. I was not happy with this. It was bugging me. It was so bugging me, guys. I want you to get a nice good close-up of that with my new needle minder. So what I have done, I had this whole top border was done in a very light pink variegated floss. And at the end of the day, guys, I have finally decided I just don't like that floss. I just don't like it. I may decide to give it away at some point, so stay tuned for that. But what I have done is I've gone ahead and decided to use the same colors in this as I'm using in Pandemic. And so I'm not trying to achieve the variegated look this time though, but I am going to use the same colors. This way, both charts will kind of coordinate. And although I can't say that I can hang them side by side, I know that I can at least hang them in the same room. And so I'm using, I don't know if I said it already or not, but I'm using Tiny Decisions to help me with the placement of those colors as well. And now I can say that I absolutely love Crossword. I'm excited about it. I'm stitching this on 18 count black Aida 2/1. Yes, 2/1. So there is Crossword, and I'm excited to have that all figured out. And I was also surprised when I pulled it out to stitch on. It really doesn't seem as if I fully kitted it, and that's probably because I was so confused about what I really wanted to do. So it feels so good to know that, you know, I finally have a plan for it. And here is that floss that I was originally going to use. It's DMC 4170. It does have a name, but I don't have that handy. So, but I want you to see what that looks like. It's very pretty. It's a very light pink. It's got some yellow through it. And it's just not giving me the look that I want. So as I said, stay tuned, guys. I may decide to go ahead and give that away. So that is Crossword by Long Dog Samplers. And I just try to stay a little bit organized here, guys. All right. Now, also, I did do some work on African Woman with Peony Sal, which is an artsy chart. And you guys may remember that my husband bought me this because I told him that it so reminds me of myself. I love peonies. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. And I just told him the other day that I am actually stitching this for him. I told him I'm stitching it for him, and so it better not wind up in Goodwill when I'm gone. So, it is going slowly, guys, but I feel like I did make a lot of progress on it this week. And so, there's another new needle minder on here. And so here it is. And you can, I'm sure that you can imagine how excited I am that there's a peony forming right here. I am so thrilled about that. And this is, I'm stitching this on 14 count Aida, and I love it. I just love it. I just love stitching on it. It's a very relaxing stitch. I do have to say though, because this is my very first full coverage chart, I find that I may need to do at least some minimal gridding on this to keep my sanity, because it's not that easy to keep my place. So I may have to do at least some minimal gridding on the fabric so that I can stitch it more smoothly. So that's Woman with Peonies too, and I'm doing this like as a stitch along on Instagram, hashtag Peony Sal 2020. I'll put it below in the description box for you guys. I love it. If anyone else would like to join, Colettestitcher here on YouTube is stitching this along with me. So look up that hashtag Peony Sal 2020. So now I want to move into some stitching mail. I got some stitching mail, guys. Oh my gosh. I was so surprised. I was so surprised. I was so thrilled. Wait until you see this. This stitching mail comes from April Roberts. April, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I was not expecting this. And for what it is amazing. April sent 2 scissor fobs that she handmade. And I'll show you them one at a time. Here is the first one. Oh my gosh, she got me pegged. And it says Imagine on the little charm. And those beautiful red beads. And the other one, let me get it out of the little bag here. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty, guys. Look at this. I'm trying to get the, yep. So pretty in pink with this little charm beneath it. I've never had scissor fobs before. I'm so excited to use them. Now that I've shared them with you guys, I can't wait to put them on my scissors. I can't wait. This is so cute. And the thing is, she knew that I have said that my favorite color is pink, followed very closely second by red. So they are absolutely perfect, April. I appreciate them so much. And please let me know if you have a shop, because if you do, I'd like to let everyone know about that, because everybody needs to get some scissor fobs from you. Thank you, April. I love them. I absolutely love them. So, I just want to take a second to ask you guys a question. How do you store your PDF download patterns? This question came up on Facebook the other day, and I realized that I hadn't really thought about it. But you would think that I had, or that I would, because I have 2 computers. One is a desktop, one is a laptop, that I actually just won't get rid of because they still have files on them that I want to get to. And some of those files are cross stitch patterns and crochet patterns, and I need my stuff. So you would think that since I've had that issue occur already, that I maybe would have thought of something else now, but no, I haven't. So I really want to know, what do you guys do? Do you print them all out? Do you put them in the cloud? I'm currently leaning towards transferring everything over to Google Drive, but I feel like I really just need to think that through. And of course, guys, this is just in case, you know, the unimaginable happens and your computer crashes or is beyond repair. You don't want to just lose all of that. So let me know what you think. Tell me what you guys do. I think I'm leaning towards Google Drive. So I want to move into haul. I've got some haul that I want to show you guys. Because you have continued to enable me to continue to get new patterns and continue to do new starts, which of course my original plan was 5 whips. That's it. Now guys, I'm up to like 9, so I needed to get some more project bags. So I did order the very same project bags that I have been using because I love them. And I'm going to take one of them out of the package. Please excuse the crinkling and the shaking of the camera. But these are just like plastic mesh bags. I like the way they're constructed. They have different color zippers on top. And they fit everything that I need to fit for no matter what the project is in them. And I simply ordered them from Amazon. They're called zipper envelopes, and I will put a link to those below. The size of them, they come in a 5-pack, and I think there's something like 9 by 13 is the size, I think. But I really like these, guys. I even bought some for my daughter for her papers, you know, because they're that good. My light just turned off. I don't know why. Hold on. Hold on, guys. And so, when we talked last time about possible birthday start, I was kind of torn between Mistletoe Lane and the Better to See You With. And I let you guys know, I haven't bought any of the stuff that I need to do the Better to See You With. So I don't know, but here it is. This beautiful, beautiful, beautiful chart by the Cross Stitch Studio. I will put a link to them below. The charts at the Cross Stitch Studio are just amazing. And so, guys, I went ahead and I got what I needed. So, what I chose for the Better to See You With is 22 count antique white hardanger. Now, again, if you've been following me, you know that I've not stitched all these different fabrics before. So here it is. Antique white hardanger. And it's 22 count, which means that it's the finished size of the stitch will be able to fit into what I think will be a standard sized frame. At least that's what I'm understanding so far. So I have gone ahead and put this into my stitch rotation. And so I'm gonna get started on this hopefully pretty soon, guys. I have it in tiny decisions. So hopefully it's going to come up soon for me to get a start on that. And I also wanted to show you, mainly for your amusement, the floss. Now I got the fabric from 123 Stitch. And I got my floss from Everything Cross Stitch, which I do tell you guys, I like to order from them a lot. And there are 118 colors in this chart, but some of the colors, as I'm sure you can tell from the photo, there are massive quantities required. So here's the floss for that. Yeah, I feel like this is equivalent to all the floss that I've ever owned before this. So I also went ahead, guys, and I got some new needles, and I did buy bowline needles, which I think a lot of people have recommended, and I got a size 26 and size 28 needles because I'm starting to stitch on, I wanted to see if that was gonna, okay, I'm starting to stitch on, as you know, higher count fabrics, and all I've ever owned was a size 24 needle. And so I can tell that the needle is just slightly too big for some of the projects that I'm working on. So I thought it was a good idea to go ahead and get some 26 and 28 size needles. So I'm happy with that. Everything was shipped fairly quickly. So I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased with that, and I can't wait to get started. Pray for me, guys. Pray for me. Pray for me. I don't know. Pray for me. And so the last thing that I want to share with you guys, actually, I got it today. I got it today. I got it because I had to have it. Yesterday, Julia from Long Dog Samplers showed a preview of the latest chart, and it's called The New Normal. Let me just show it to you. I had to have it, guys. I love it. And I am making no predictions or promises or anything as to when I'm going to start this. I'm thinking I already have 2 long dogs on the go. I should at least finish one of them before I start this, but I needed to have it. So it is now available on their site. You can get it as of today is when it went live. If you've been thinking about doing a long dog, here's another one for you to choose from. So I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video. I'm going to end with words of inspiration, as I always do. Just remember, there is no failure. You either win or you learn. Have a great weekend, guys. Enjoy your Labor Day. Until next time, keep on stitching. Bye.